Greetings, Crossroads parents and students and families. My name is Kirsten Brown-Persley, and I'm the principal of Crossroads Preparatory Academy. We are so grateful for you and all of your support and partnership, as we know it takes a village, and our village has come together during this time of us just needing to be agile and highly collaborative to work towards solutions to ensure that students get the best education possible, despite the fact that we are in a global pandemic and learning, of course, is virtual. So we just are so grateful for your words of encouragement and support, your feedback and suggestions. We've really come to a point where we're really proud of the progress we've made, and we continue to think about ways in which we can improve our practice and improve our experience overall in service of our scholars and in service of our families. All work is due for all scholars Friday at 4 p.m. So whether you're a middle school scholar or a high school scholar, at 4 p.m., all work is due. That is the cutoff, and work will not be accepted after that point. So teachers are getting a lot of work from the semester that they're grading and then entering into the system. It's not going to be an automatic process where work is submitted and then it's turned into the system. It actually takes a lot of time and effort for teachers to go through that process. And so teachers have an additional week after we come back from the winter break to get grades updated. So what that means is that grade reports will not be out until mid-January. So there's time for teachers to complete the grading process and for at a systems level for us to get the all of the information gathered and put out into reports to send home to families and students. So again, grades for all scholars, whether you're middle school or high school, due Friday at 4 p.m.
Hello, CPA Middle School parents and students. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week so far. I cannot believe that the Christmas holiday is only 3 days away. I hope everyone will have some opportunity to connect with family and friends during this difficult time safely. Below, I have listed some updates for middle school. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Some of the updates are, we're quickly approaching the end of quarter two. We cannot believe how fast the semester has flown by. The quarter officially ends on December 20th, 2020. Please make sure that your scholar has all their work completed and submitted by December 18th, 2020 by 4 p.m. Also, we would like to give a shout out to the entire middle school team for providing our scholars with quality restorative sessions. Our teachers have been doing a great job of leading highly impactful sessions. Teachers have been raving about the high attendance during this block of the day and how great it has been to have the opportunity to discuss things with the scholars during these unprecedented times. This week is also finals week. We highly encourage our scholars to log on to complete their finals. However, finals are still accessible via Google Classroom. I also have some quick updates from our Dean of Students. She wanted to thank you to everyone who came out and supported CPA's first holiday toy drive. It was a huge success. Many businesses partnered with us, and we were able to raise over $3,000 in donations. Congratulations. The Work from Building program also has launched. If your child is signed up, please ensure that you are dropping them off on the days that they are scheduled only. We must ensure that we follow the health and safety guidelines. Ms. Harper also wanted to send out, she will be sending out National Junior Honor Society applications. We're accepting the applications from 8th and 9th graders only. Students must meet the academic requirements to be officially accepted, as well as complete the application process. Applications are due Friday, January 22nd, 2021. Middle school sports have begun, but as a reminder, students have until December 18th to pull their grades up. So please ensure that you're pulling your grades up so you can be passing middle school scholars if you're interested in participating in sports. All right. Another way that you can get these grades pulled up is to remember, scholars, we're still offering Trailblazer Hour. Please take advantage of this time to complete assignments and get academic support from your teachers and increase your quality of work grades. If your teacher assigns you to a specific hour, it is highly recommended that you attend and show up. So take advantage of that time. Those Trailblazer hours are held from 12 o'clock to 12:45 for ELA, from 12:45 to 1:30 for math, 1:30 to 2:15 for science, and 2:15 to 2:45 for social studies and specials. Remember, if you have any questions in regard to your student grades, please feel free to reach out. Again, thank you for your partnership in making this a great experience for our scholars and your scholars as well. Have a great week and also happy holidays. See you all.
The district has adopted for CPA for the high school specifically that has taken effect this week. And you'll see the shift show up in jump rope. Of course, jump rope is where we measure quality of work. And with that just means that that is the grade or the level of mastery students show in each standard for the work that they are assigned within their assignments that teachers give them. So we know that students can have anywhere from an F to an A for their quality of work. But before we can even have the quality of work, we have to have course completion. As you see at the high school level in your weekly report, there are 2 indicators for students that need to be met in order for them to receive credit. The first indicator is course content. So that means that students have to have at least a 50% of course completion. And so 50% of their work has to be turned in order for them to even have their grade count. So first, if students have 50% or greater for course completion, then their grade that shows up in jump rope will count. So if a student, for example, has a 49%, which is below a 50 for their course completion rate, but they have an A or like a 95% in jump rope, they are still not going to get credit. They are not going to pass that course because in order for the course to count, for the credit to count, and for that score in jump rope to be true for the credit students earn, students have to have at least 50% course completion for that to kind of trigger their grade and that mastery score that you see in jump rope. Again, this is for the high school only. Another point to make very bright is that in thinking about the philosophy that Crossroads Charter Schools has held, it's really around standards-based grading. And at the elementary schools, there's a true kind of adherence to standards-based grading. And at the secondary level, we have deviated from that a bit, but have really felt compelled to come back to our more of the heart of our standards-based approach. And what that means is grades in jump rope have changed this week to really meet that adherence that we seek. And as a side note, I'll say there are many things that we are shifting in our practice this year that we've been forced to confront because of the realities of the pandemic. And one of those is our grading practices. Are we truly living within the Crossroads Charter Schools philosophy of standards-based grading? And in thinking about that, it really came out to the reality that we are not doing as well in adhering to that as we could be. So what that means is this. The high school level, if you look in jump rope, if students have an M, that means their work is missing. That used to be a 0, which is a failing grade if students are missing work. That will now be a 50%. That is still a failing grade, but is more in alignment with standards-based grading because if a student has a 0 for missing work, that's a big hole to climb out of in order to get to the point where they're passing the class. And it's not, zeros are not a true indicator of student mastery and understanding of content. And so standards-based grading, part of that philosophy is how do we ensure that we're having a more accurate picture of student mastery and what they're actually learning and the knowledge they have. And so zeros really don't provide that, and it skews the grades so low where if they don't turn in a bunch of work, and they have like all zeros for their course, that's not an indicator of how much they know. It's more of an indicator of them not showing that level of responsibility needed to turn in work. So, of course, they're still going to fail with that. They're still going to be at an F with that 50%. It just is not a super skewed point of failure or F that a zero would have in terms of the weight of the grade. So for students who have been working really, really hard all semester and getting all their work in, if they have anything below a 50%, that'll be raised up to a 55% if it's failing. So anything below a 50%, if they've turned in the work, they've tried their best, but they just haven't quite met that level of not failing, they're going to be at a 55%. And we do this because we, with the change more towards standards-based in our approach at the high school level, at the student who worked really hard, got a 40%, it wouldn't be fair for them to have that 40% if a student who didn't turn in work had a 50%. And so for that reason, we have increased that minimum threshold to a 55% if a student scored 50 or below and they actually turned in work. Again, that's still failing, but it's not such a deep hole that really skews student understanding, and it really tries to ensure that there's fairness with students who are trying their best and who are putting in that effort. But also, it still reflects where students fall, whether it be a failing grade or a passing grade. So there's still measures of success in terms of understanding of content and showing those basic responsibilities that secondary scholars need to show, like turning in their work, meeting deadlines, etc. So that is a shift that has already started in jump rope. That'll be fully completed when we return from break. So students, if they haven't noticed that bump within their jump rope account or your scholar's jump rope account, know that you'll see that bump after break, and really subsequently you'll see that on their grade reports for the first semester. Another thing that we'll note is that there is there's LinkedIn research supporting why this decision was made, because there's a lot of movement and traction nationally around this, because it really is a greater indicator of what students actually know. And so the research will be there for you to review. There is a group of teachers who are working on our grading practices and analyzing it and just working on our practices overall. There are many committees meeting so that we can continue to improve, analyze, critique, and move forward in the best way possible. We thank you all for your support and partnership, and we just hope that you have a very happy holiday season, and we'll see you next year. Bye.
Hey CPA students and families, my name is Elise Smith. I am the Vice Principal for the high school, so the next few announcements will be for high school students only. So these announcements are for Monday, December 14th. First reminder, the final day for first semester and for getting your first semester grades up is this Friday, December 18th by 4 p.m. So make sure that you are turning in any missing assignments before 4 p.m. on Friday, December 18th. Please make sure you are in classes this week as you are taking interims in all of your classes as well. Those exams will go in the grade book for semester 1, so it's very important that you are in classes today and the rest of this week so that you can participate in those interims. Be on the lookout for an email this week with your second semester schedules. For second semester, we will remain virtual, and we'll be using the same bell schedule as we've been using in quarter 2, where on Mondays and Wednesdays you have hours 1 through 4, and Tuesdays and Thursdays you have hours 5 through 8. We'll be using that same exact schedule. Some students' schedules have changed for second semester, so the classes that you're in may have changed, especially if you are currently in personal finance, speech and debate, youth entrepreneurs, or health. Those are all semester classes, so your class will switch for second semester. Also, some of you may have schedule changes just based on some credits that you need to earn. So make sure that you check your email this week. You should be getting an email with your second semester schedule. That will start on Tuesday, January 5th. That is the first day back for students after break. So please be sure to read that email in its entirety so that you know which classes to attend on Tuesday, January 5th. The next announcement is for senior parents. If you would like to purchase an ad dedicated to your senior in the CPA yearbook, make sure that you check the Wednesday updates with details on how you can make that happen. So a full page in the yearbook is $100, a half page $65, a quarter page $45, an eighth of a page $25, and a 16th of a page is free. If you want, go to yearbookforever.com and type in Crossroads Preparatory Academy, or check out the Wednesday update this week. As graduation is right around the corner, kind of crazy to think about, we want to make sure that the commencement ceremony walking requirements are clearly communicated. So I do email those out once a month just as reminders as we near graduation. But one requirement to walk in the commencement ceremony that I really want to highlight is that all graduation required courses must be at passing by December 18th at 4 p.m. So you do have to pass those first semester classes with the 60% or above in order to walk in that commencement ceremony in May. So make sure that you're using this last week to really get those grades up. If you have questions about which of your grades are graduation requirements, or if you're on track to graduate, please email myself or Ms. Troutner. If students do not meet the requirements that are outlined in the document that's emailed out, if they do not meet those requirements, they will not be able to walk in our commencement ceremony. So this is very urgent. So please let me know if you have questions about that. So at this point, all of our seniors should have met with a counselor, either Ms. Troutner or Ms. Cantanilla, one-on-one to discuss their credits towards graduation and their personal plan of study. If you have not had that meeting yet, if you happen to miss it, please reach out to Ms. Troutner to reschedule. All juniors should have had their meetings as well. So if you happen to miss an email about your meeting and you haven't had that meeting yet, please email Ms. Troutner to get that rescheduled. Sophomores and freshmen, you guys will have those meetings about graduation requirements in the spring, so be on the lookout for that. Lastly, make sure to attend crew every day from 11:05 to 11:30, Monday through Thursday. Remember, there's always important presentations happening during crew and really important information school-wide. So again, big takeaway from today's announcements is that first semester ends this Friday, December 18th. Students need to have their grades up by 4 p.m. on that day. That is when all of their assignments are due. There are interim exams in every class this week, so please make sure that you attend all of your classes and study for those exams. And then lastly, we will be on break until Tuesday, January 5th. That is when you come back. Make sure that you check your email this week for your second semester schedule so that you know which classes to go to on Tuesday, January 5th. We hope everybody has an excellent break, and we will talk to y'all later. Thank you.